Porty Kim here. We're just planted all these tree lucerne. Peter, what's good about the tree lucerne and why have we chosen that plant for this spot?
Well, this is a really, really windy spot, and the tree lucerne, or also known as tagasaste, copes very, very well with the wind, and it's one of those plants that is really widely used in permaculture. So it's got many, many uses. It's one of those multifunctional type plants.
Okay.
So not only will it be a great windbreak, it grows really quickly, so another good reason for it to be included in windbreak. It's a legume, so it puts nitrogen into the soil. It's nitrogen fixing. It will also concentrate nitrogen in its leaves, so you can prune it quite regularly. What we're doing here is planting them 1 metre apart, and we will be trimming it into, just your traditional type of hedge.
Neat.
So it'll make a really great wind filter. The wind will get through a little bit, but it'll be hugely reduced. And all the clippings, the fruit trees will be going on the other side, so all the clippings can either go around the fruit trees as mulch, because they've got all the goodies in them. If they're fine clippings, we can also put them into the compost. You could probably put them in your worm farm as well. They probably like that.
Okay. If they behave themselves, I will.
If they're good worms.
Yeah. Oh, they
You'll
are
get
good
some
ones.
tree lucerne today. So you can use them like that. What else have we got? They attract bees. So once again, if you're planting them around your orchard, you're going to be attracting bees into your orchard, and therefore get them pollinating your fruit tree flowers. They also are great firewood. They're very fast growing, and therefore they are short-lived. So you're looking at, well, in our climate, probably around about 15 years. If they're growing faster in a warmer climate, it might be reduced a fair bit from that.
Sure.
But because of that, you can then, what was I saying about that? Because they're fast
Short-lived, fast-growing.
You can incorporate other plants in with them, so to create a more permanent windbreak. So you can put, in our case, we could look at interplanting with some natives. And just pruning the tagasaste when they get up to a certain height. If they're starting to block the light, just prune them so that the light can get in enough to the other ones, and they'll shelter them. They'll also feed them with the nitrogen too. And then once they are past their use-by date, either because they've just grown too old, or the other ones are replacing them really well, you can then use them for firewood. They're really good firewood as well.
What a great plant.
It is fantastic, and it's such a great example of, in permaculture, looking for multifunctionalism from all of the elements that you use. So coming back to that, one of those principles which is contained in one of David Holmgren's, which is everything works in at least 2 ways, but very often you can find you can get a lot more than just the two ways of two functions out of each thing that you put in.
Cool.
And of course that gets enhanced by what relationships you create between things as well. So,
Awesome. Thanks, Peter.
It's okay.